So I am currently writing a horror novel, and like many people who sit down to write a book, I'm finding that one of my biggest challenges is consistency. I'm married, I have two kids, I've got a third on the way, and a full-time job, and it's just dang hard to try to find time to write and to find the willpower to just sit down and put words down. But I also know that this is something that I want to take seriously, and I've spent way more time thinking about writing and wanting to write than actually doing the writing. And so, as hard as it is, as many different things as I'm trying to juggle, I want to uh, I want to have more accountability for myself to actually sit down and make progress. And so my thought is that if I record my process, as boring as it might be, it'll create some psychological accountability that will help me and maybe help somebody out there who's just trying to push through and just try to find those little pockets of time to write. And so maybe you can think of this as a sort of brutally honest writing vlog. Like right now, I think I maybe have about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of writing time that I'm going to try to take advantage of here. And I happen to have a camera and a light set up, but it might just be me and my phone the next day. But I just want to try to put in the work, try to create some accountability, and share my process as I go along. So where things currently stand right now with this particular novel, it's a bit of a mess. I have about 80% of an outline done. I've written some words. I took some time a few months ago to try to start a first draft, and I think I got maybe 3 or 4 thousand words in, and I've basically scrapped most of that. And as of this recording, on May 28th, I'm about, I think, 200 or 300 words into what will hopefully be the first clean, real draft of this project. And so I'm just going to sit down, write for a little bit. I'll let you know how many words or pages I've written at the end of the session, and we'll go from there. So it's been about 20 or 30 minutes. I've written 128 words. I wrote these in my notebook today, which I like to do sometimes, and then I'll just transcribe them into my Google Doc. Yeah, not a ton of progress, but that brings the word count up to 458 words total. I don't know exactly how long this project is going to be, but I imagine it's going to be on the shorter side of a novel, maybe 50,000 words, maybe 60. Uh, Maybe once I have a better idea, I'll do like a little progress bar. But for now, we'll say that I'm 458 words out of many to go. So in this particular writing session, I really just spent a bit of time trying to give hints about the main character's backstory without making it a whole long flashback scene. This character in the first chapter is going to be encountering a pretty huge tragedy that's going to affect him and a lot of other people and sort of launch the story forward. And I'm wanting to give you just little emotional connections, hinting at some things that he's been through in the past. And hopefully it'll be just enough to help keep the reader invested. Um, I'll probably share more about what the story is actually about in the future. But for now, this has been a good writing session, and I'll catch you next time.